Any tips for your average gamer 1.02 KD in the case of JPritch6 to push them up to the next level? Tanner.
Well, JPritch6, skill-based matchmaking exists, so you're never going to get better because you're always going to play people of the same exact level as you.
If you get better, you're going to get pushed up a skill-based bracket and then just get fucking reamed down. Just shoved underwater like some bully that's 2 grades older than you is trying to drown you at the community swimming pool. Sorry, go on.
Okay. No, you're... find a mouse sensitivity that you're comfortable with. And
we don't know if
it.
he's on console or PC.
Oh. Yeah, I can't answer that question at all.
Pritch is in the chat.
Pritch, what are you on?
Pritch, thank you for the 1,500 biddies. Let's fucking go. I'll answer in both cases, but Pritch, let us know what you're on so that we can target you a little more specifically. But go ahead, Tanner. Okay, let's assume he's a console player. How would he improve?
Well, to start with, playing nonstop will help you. I don't know how to improve on console, to be honest. There's a lot of things I feel like you can do on PC with even settings and whatnot that can help you improve. For console, run Ghost. How about that? Use a good gun. Don't go for Damascus.
Yeah.
Honestly, one big thing I think people should do is... oh, you know I'm a console cunt. Okay. Use stim shot. I think that helps quite a bit. There's no reason to run any other tech like that. I think you should be running stim shot. But I don't really know how you improve on console. Like, there's a ton of things I can do on PC that I know of that can help myself, but I'm like, how, like aiming wise, I genuinely don't know how to improve on console.
Let's move to PC. Let's for the listener, an average PC gamer, how do they push themselves to the next level?
Settings, have a wider field of view, find a mouse sensitivity you like. I prefer playing on a lower sensitivity. I think I can dial in my aim a lot better than playing high sense. I know a lot of people are the opposite now. Low sense used to be the way to go with, Counter-Strike being so popular and everything. Everybody had to drag their mouse literally a whole foot to move 90 degrees. But it's kind of gotten quicker now, but find a sensitivity you like and stick with it. I prefer a little bit lower. Don't watch these YouTube videos and see, swag or these people using gun setups with a title. This is the best. This is overpowered, whatever.
That's every video, by the way.
It's all just bait. So don't listen to that. Pretty much all the guns are set up like the same way. You use a suppressor, you use the longest barrel, you use stippled, you use, something like extended no stock. Mags. Yeah, extended mag. So they're all very similar. And yeah, I don't know, dude. Those are my biggest tips right there.
Yeah. So, okay, this is a great question. And this is how I've improved in every game. The biggest tip I would say is... So you're in JPritch's case. So we'll start with console. In JPritch's case, he's on console, and he's about an average player. 1.0 KD, 1.02 KD is about the definition of average. So he's an average player, and he wants to get better. What you do is you go follow the best console Call of Duty players that exist on Twitch, and watch them a lot. When you're eating dinner, instead of watching Netflix, go watch Swag. Go watch Scump. Go watch, what's the other dude? What's Scump's teammate? The guy that's boring, but supposedly good at this game. I don't respect console players, so. Formal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go watch, sorry, Formal, if you're listening, I'm sure you
Nick
are.
Merckx.
What? Yeah, Nick Merckx. Okay, whatever. So go follow these. I'm also kidding. There's obviously skill on console. It's just a different type of skill, I think. Go follow all of them on Twitch and watch them when you eat dinner. Watch them when you wake up. Don't watch Netflix. If you consume the content of people playing the game live who are really good, you don't have to take notes or do anything like that. Through osmosis, if you're watching them a lot, you're gonna figure out the things that they do and their little micro habits that aren't going to be written down in a guide anywhere, and then emulate those things. So one example for me is Nate Gibson. He's an insanely good PC player. So Steel Switch, I don't know console players. Those are like the only 3 console players I know. That's why I mentioned them. So I'm sure there's a bunch of other good ones. That's what I'm saying. And by the way, if you can't watch them live, follow them on Twitch anyway. And then when you're eating dinner, go to their VODs, their past broadcasts, and watch those. It's fine. You have no excuse not to. What was I going to say? Yeah, so in my case, like I follow Nate Gibson, for example. And one of the and I watch him all the time because I genuinely enjoy it, but also I want to get better. So I never got here with a fucking pen and paper. I wasn't taking notes, I wasn't making PowerPoints. I was just watching it. But one of the things I learned from him, for example, this is one of many little habits that you can pick up through watching people play a bunch, is that he'll be mid gunfight, and if he runs out of ammo on his primary and there's still 8 people in front of him, he'll just pick up whatever the fuck is on the floor and then keep shooting with that. Instead of trying to run into another room and reload, instead of switching to his secondary, he'll just pick up whatever this fucking last dude dropped. He won't even look at the gun. He'll instantly pick it up and then continue fighting. Because 95% of the time, it's going to have ammo in the magazine, and it's going to be a pretty good gun. And then he's going to pick that up and keep fragging. So I would have never learned that by reading a guide on how to improve in Call of Duty. Never would have happened. I wouldn't have seen it in some YouTube fucking video like top 5 ways to get better at Call of Duty multiplayer. Never would have happened. But from watching an insanely good player play their game in a live broadcast setting where they're not trying to create content, but they're just being themselves, you'll pick up on little things like that. So once again, that's one example, but there are a bunch of other things I learned from watching Nate Gibson or Syrian or the gaming definition that you can learn just through osmosis. You don't have to try. Just watch the content enough and you'll get it. And then just emulate that. Start making a conscious effort next time you play. Hey, I noticed Formal did this thing 10 times in a row in this situation. I don't do that. Maybe I should start doing it. Yeah, maybe you should. That's one of the many reasons that he's better than you. So that's what I would do. And then also, in the case of console, pick your favorite console peasant, copy every single setting he has. Copy his audio preset mix, boost high or whatever the fuck it is. Copy his dead zone setting. Copy his fucking sensitivity. Copy his field of view. He can't change it. Copy his ADS behavior, independent or affected. Copy everything and then get used to it. Because if he's a really good console player, his settings are correct. So you're going to copy all the settings all at once. Don't ease into it. Do it all at the same time. And then you're going to be uncomfortable with the settings for 2 days. And then you're going to start getting used to it. And now once you're getting used to it, you're getting used to settings that are optimal for doing extremely well. And the evidence for that is that a really good console player uses those settings. Copy all of them. All of them. All of them. What's another thing? That's largely pretty much it. I mean, if you wanted to improve beyond that, I agree with Tanner. Use meta guns. You're never going to do well using shit guns, especially if you're an average player. Especially with skill-based matchmaking, even if you're Nate Gibson, you're not going to do super well using an off-meta gun because he gets skill-based into lobbies where players are as good as he is. So use meta guns if you're trying to push your KD up. And then also just copy. So if you pick your favorite console player as Formal, copy all of his settings, apply them immediately. Also, copy his favorite class. So his favorite class is EOD, Ghost, and fucking Amped. Those are your perks now, bitch. Those are your perks only for the next month. You play with only those and you get used to it. What is his M4 setup? What are his 5 attachments? Oh, these are his 5 attachments. Oh, you don't like those? You're not comfortable with those? Don't care. Copy them anyway and get used to it. Figure it out. There's a reason that these really good players make the decisions they make. So copy their entire class, their equipment, their lethals, copy their settings, copy their attachments. And then once you've done that, watch them all the time, pick up on their micro habits, implement them yourself. I guarantee you, you will do far better than you're doing now. 1,000%. And all of those tips apply for PC and console. Because PC is the same thing. Copy Nate Gibson's sensitivity exactly. Oh, I don't like it. Don't care. Do it anyway. You'll get used to it, and then you'll have a good sensitivity that works. And your evidence for that is Nate Gibson's performance. So that's my answer. Sorry, that was kind of long.
You can't entirely say that to copy the pros' loadouts, though, because their loadouts in the pro league are completely different. Like, they have to run 30-round magazines, so that's not always the case. I can tell when a kid did that because they're running around with an Optic gaming jersey and a 30-round mag on Ground War. I'm like, really? Okay.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, yeah, that's fair. You have to be cognizant of the fact, like, if they're scrimming, don't copy those loadouts because they have banned weapons. They have things they're literally not allowed to use, and they optimize so if they have like a search and destroy class and you never play search and destroy, obviously don't copy that. But sometimes Scump plays Ground War. Whatever class he uses for that, if you play Ground War, you can copy that. But not his scrim class necessarily. So good point, Tanner. Go on. Sorry.
The other thing was when you're watching people stream, I guess you can come up with ideas like you're saying, like what Nate does, where he picks up weapons and keeps shooting, but that's not going to make the average player better because their aim isn't going to be any better. Like, you can learn little things, but I really don't think it's going to make you that much better of a player.
I disagree. I mean,
really,
that picking up weapon things, I die a lot reloading because I never thought to just pick up a weapon, as dumb as that sounds. And it sounds dumb to a lot of people listening, but guess what, bitch? 95% of you listening have never thought of that idea either, because almost no one does it except the best possible players. So it's like a common sense idea that you never thought to do because you've never seen it done before. That's why I mean you should watch these really good players. And obviously it's true that my aim is not as good as Nate Gibson's, despite the hours of time I've spent watching him. I don't mean that. But everything else that is more easily improvable, you can improve on. Like positioning, little tips and tricks like that. Yeah, but that's a fair point. I mean, obviously don't copy a search and destroy scrim custom class if you don't play search and destroy in the CDL. I mean, that is kind of obvious, but it is a good point because some people do that, Tanner, and I've noticed that as well.
Yeah,
like this guy's running like some weird setup, and he also has like a Huntsman jersey on. It's like, okay, fucking idiot, retard bitch. Yeah.